مستمر، وإن كان شعار النسخة السابقة إلا أن الثقافة وبناء الوعي هما الهدف الأسمى لمصر، فإن المعرض ينطلق في نسخته الحالية تحت شعار على اسم مصر، معا نقرأ نفكر نبدع. على اسم مصر التاريخ يقدر يقول ما شاء. أنا مصر عندي أحب وأجمل الأشياء، بحبها وهي ملكة الأرض شرق وغرب، بحبها وهي مرمية جريحة حرب، بحبها بعنف ورقة وعلى استحياء. كل هذا ما هو إلا تأكيد على دور مصر الثقافي وريادتها العربية والدولية، والتي تشهد على أصالة إنتاجها الأدبي والفكري وإسهاماتها المعنية بثراء المعرفة ودعم صناعة النشر. الآن دعونا نتابع فيلما من إنتاج الهيئة يتحدث عن تاريخ المعرض وما هو الجديد هذا العام.
تحت رعاية فخامة الرئيس عبد الفتاح السيسي رئيس جمهورية مصر العربية، وبإشراف الأستاذة الدكتورة نيفين الكيلاني وزير الثقافة المصرية، وبتنظيم الهيئة المصرية العامة للكتاب برئاسة الدكتور أحمد بهي الدين وتنفيذ الشركة المتحدة للطباعة والنشر وتكنولوجيا المعلومات، تم الإعلان عن الدورة 54 من معرض القاهرة الدولي للكتاب تحت شعار على اسم مصر، معا نقرأ نفكر نبدع، باستضافة 51 دولة من كافة أنحاء العالم وبعدد إصدارات تتخطى 250 ألف إصدار للمعرض هذا العام، حيث تم اختيار المملكة الأردنية الهاشمية ضيف شرف المعرض لهذه الدورة. وشخصية صلاح جاهين شخصية معرض الكتاب في دورته 54، وشخصية كامل كيلاني شخصية معرض الطفل. تسعى الهيئة دائما للتيسير على القراء والمثقفين من جمهور المعرض. تم تطوير المنصة الإلكترونية التي تمكن الزائرين من الحصول على تذاكر الدخول من خلال المنصة الإلكترونية لمعرض القاهرة الدولي للكتاب عن طريق اختيار عدد مرات الحضور للمعرض، ومن ثم اختيار طرق الدفع المختلفة سواء عن طريق بطاقات الدفع فيزا، ماستر كارد، ميزة، أو عن طريق طرق الدفع المتنوعة مثل أمان، مصاري، الأهل ممكن، حيث تم تحديد سعر التذكرة إلكترونياً بسعر 5 جنيهات فقط لا غير، والدخول من البوابة VIP وجميع البوابات، إيماناً بتوجه الدولة المصرية نحو التحول الرقمي وتشجيعاً لمبادرة اتحضر للأخضر باستخدام مكونات صديقة للبيئة، والدخول مجاناً لذوي الاحتياجات الخاصة. وكما عودتنا دائماً وأبداً الهيئة المصرية العامة للكتاب بالريادة الثقافية عالمياً، فقد تم البدء في إدراج المتجر الرقمي لمكتبة الأسرة المصرية والجولة الافتراضية لأجنحة المعرض لتعلن في الخطة المستقبلية حصرياً في عالم ميتافيرس، حيث يتمكن القارئ من تجسيد واقع وجوده داخل المكتبة وتناول الكتاب من مكانه مع تصفح أجزائه بكل سهولة. ويعد هذا الحدث الفريد سبقاً عالمياً يجعل من الثقافة المصرية النبراس الذي يؤخذ بحذوه في المستقبل لنشر وإعلاء قيمة الثقافة في العالم باعتمادها أول بوابة ثقافية في العالم الافتراضي. وتأتي خطوة التطوير ضمن الخطط المستقبلية المرجوة من قبل الهيئة المصرية العامة للكتاب لمواكبة استراتيجية الجمهورية الجديدة في مواكبة التحول الرقمي والدخول إلى عالم المستقبل ورؤية مصر 2030، حيث تمكنت وزارة الثقافة المصرية ممثلة في الهيئة المصرية العامة للكتاب من إطلاق منصة معرض الكتاب في الدورة 52، تتيح لزائري المعرض حجز تذاكر الدخول الإلكترونية للتعامل مع تداعيات فيروس كورونا وللحد من التكدس للحصول على التذاكر. كما أطلقت البوابة حدثاً استثنائياً يحدث للمرة الأولى في الشرق الأوسط، حيث أتاحت المنصة إمكانية زيارة المعرض من خلال جولة افتراضية تمكن الزائرين من التجول إلكترونياً داخل أروقة المعرض، وتصفح الكتب المعروضة في دور النشر المختلفة للعمل على نشر الثقافة عالمياً في هذا التوقيت الحرج في العالم بسبب الإغلاق الكلي لمواجهة الوباء المنتشر، والتي حملت فيه الهيئة على عاتقها رسالة نشر الثقافة محلياً وعالمياً، وكذلك مشاهدة الفعاليات الثقافية والفنية التي تقدمها الهيئة من خلال البث المباشر على البوابة الإلكترونية دون اللجوء إلى المشاركة في تجمعات بشرية للحد من انتشار فيروس كورونا. وترى الهيئة أن المنصة الإلكترونية إحدى الوسائل الفعالة لنشر الثقافة المصرية إقليمياً ودولياً، لذا فإنها تعمل على تطويرها كل دورة عن سابقتها، حيث أتاحت للزائر في الدورة 53 عن طريق البوابة الرقمية إمكانية شراء الكتب إلكترونياً من خلال خدمات الدفع المتعددة التي تقدمها المنصة، مع إضافة خدمة الشحن لتسهيل الحصول على الكتب، مما يسهم في زيادة قاعدة القراء وتأكيداً على محور العدالة الثقافية ونشر الثقافة في كافة أنحاء الجمهورية دون تمييز. وبالفعل تم شحن الكتب إلى 9 محافظات من أقصى الشمال إلى أقصى الجنوب، وهم القاهرة، الأقصر، الغربية، الإسكندرية، دمياط، الجيزة، الدقهلية، قنا، الشرقية. هذه التسهيلات والتطويرات التي قامت بها الهيئة المصرية العامة للكتاب من خلال بوابة معرض القاهرة الدولي للكتاب أسهمت في وصول عدد الزيارات إلى أكثر من 128 مليون زيارة للمنصة الإلكترونية، حيث قام 2.5 مليون زائر بمشاهدة الكتب على المنصة، كما تمكن أكثر من 102 ألف زائر من التجول داخل أروقة المعرض افتراضياً. ولن يقف طموح الهيئة المصرية العامة للكتاب عند هذا الحد، بل إنها تطمح مستقبلاً إلى إنشاء أول منصة موحدة لبيع الكتب تضم كل الناشرين الراغبين في تسويق أعمالهم إلكترونياً وشحنها
publishing houses that want to sell their books through one e-platform that would disseminate the Egyptian culture and promote it regionally and internationally through the services provided by the authority that turns from paper documents to digital systems. And this is done through e-governance in general. The subscription in the publishing houses and the fair is done now through the platform, as well as the books and paying the fees electronically. The authority is always concerned with the child and raising his awareness, so it's establishing a platform for the child with books, magazines, and activities to develop the skills and innovation of the children through interactive cultural games that would culturally develop the child and raise his awareness through an attractive manner. And the exhibition and the fair in its edition has Abu Kharbush story for Kamel Kilani, and it is for children that can be watched through a 3D goggles. And the Egyptian authority wants to develop and provide the cultural services to readers and publishers with high quality and professionalism. Egypt Book Fair is the Egypt cultural doorway. Together we read, think, create. Thanks to engineer Hiba Al-Khouli and the United Company for Publishing and printing. In this edition, Jordan is the honorary guest, and the Jordanian culture is an extension to a number of cultures, as it is a country that is deeply rooted in history and witnessed important historical events. And the Kingdom of Jordan is the center between the 3 continents, and the philosopher that is known in the Egyptian history is from Jordan, and it is the great poet Salah Jahin that is the person who is honored by this fair. And his works were a carnival in which different cultural forms were represented. Some belonged to through the Persian, Chinese, Indian, Arab, and there is also the Egyptian literate El-Kilani, and now the speech of Dr. Naveen El-Kilani, the Minister of Culture. Distinguished guests, good afternoon. Under the auspices of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, the 54th edition of Cairo Book Fair is held under the slogan, under the name of Egypt Together We Think and Create, and it is held between the 25th of January till the 6th of February. And the Kingdom of Jordan is the honorary guest of this fair, and writer Salah Jahin was selected to be the figure of fair, and writer Kamil El-Kilani is the figure of the children's book fair for developing the human being and his awareness. I would like to extend thanks to Dr. Mustafa Madbouli, the Prime Minister, for inaugurating this year's edition. And this edition comes to continue a great influential path for Cairo Book Fair, which is one of the faces of Egypt that reflects its presence and inspires its future, showing its great civilization and culture in an attempt to support all Egyptian and Arab writers in light of the changes the world is facing. And in light of the impact of the pandemic and the economic crises facing the world, Egypt is always keen on supporting the writers, the thinkers under the leadership of President Sisi, so that Egypt and Cairo Book Fair would be Egypt's cultural window to the world and a doorway of the world's culture to Egypt. 53 previous rounds that were successful and were done with great efforts and innovation to support all those who organized it, and this was done by the support of the Egyptian Book Authority as well as the Ministry of Culture. And today we announced the details of the 54th session under the auspices of the President, as it is part of the presidential initiatives through which Egypt is getting into the new republic that would build the human being as well as buildings, as interested in Egyptian cultural diversity and realizes the importance of science and culture. The fair is going to be held for 2 weeks, and its impact and its cultural move is throughout the whole year, not only at the level of the book, but on the level of culture and awareness. Speaking about awareness and identity, this is a presidential initiative presented by the President in Cairo Book Fair. This year in the Ministry of Culture in Egypt, we put before our eyes the necessity of making this round based on a real Egyptian honest awareness to emphasize the Egyptian identity that amazed the whole world and taught it a lot. Together we read, think and create. This is the slogan of this year's fair, and it is our cultural slogan for the new republic. It started with together that we need to implement, and we are keen on its survival. Egypt would always be a minaret for the whole world when we are together, and building upon the cultural, regional and international influence of this fair. In light of the economic challenges the whole world we are facing and a lot of industries are facing, like the industry of printing and publishing, this edition of the fair comes with a lot of cultural, artistic events as well as a special program for the child. This edition will have a professional pavilion that would discuss in the presence of publishing houses, experts from the whole world to discuss the future opportunities. And it remembers also the importance of intellectual property, for which Egypt adopted an important strategy. And there is a big conference with the participation of a lot of people regarding intellectual property and innovation in the new republic. And the fair is working on enriching the Egyptian identity and protecting it. And there is the second edition of A Bridge to Civilization translation for Arabic. And this reflects the aspirations of the Egyptians from the new republic according to what Egypt needs on the cultural level. Ladies and gentlemen, we realize the volume of the economic impacts the world is facing, and this reflects on a series of procedures to reduce costs and expenses, not only in Egypt but in countries all over the world. And we also realize that culture is not a luxury. Thus, the political leadership was keen on holding the fair and providing all facilitations needed so that it would reflect Egypt's interest in the human being, his culture and creativity, so that Egypt Book Fair would be a cultural doorway and an international event that influences the world cultural map. And we are gradually transitioning towards turning it into a big market for book and a professional platform that supports cultural industry and builds bridges to discuss the difficulties and the future of culture. The most important thing Egypt owns is its cultural domain and its civilization, and Egypt and Cairo Book Fair is a part and parcel of this Egyptian cultural domain that we seek to develop in accordance with the path of the Egyptian state. And we are also seeking to support it in light of the challenges the whole world is facing, and we are keen on keeping its seminars and platforms for the Egyptian innovation and the Egyptian writers as well as the Arab writers, as well as protecting the Egyptian publishing and printing industry, which is an important component of that. We in the Ministry of Culture realizes the difficulties facing the publishing industry and the challenges the publishers are facing due to economic difficulties, and we are trying to support them and provide them with all support. And the proof is our keenness on holding this fair without any increase in the prices of pavilions in comparison to other book fairs in other places worldwide. And we are trying to overcome all challenges facing Arab printing and publishing industries. And we wish that this session would be a professional, useful one for all publishers who seek to study the changes of the economic, cultural conditions and the means of improvement in the future. In the name of God, we start the 54th edition of Cairo Book Fair. Thank you. And now the speech of Ambassador Ayman El-Adai, the Ambassador of the Kingdom of Jordan to Arab Republic of Egypt. In the name of Allah, peace be upon you. Your Excellency, the Minister of Culture, Ms. Niveen El-Kilani, Dr. Ahmed Bahiyuddin, the head of the Egyptian Authority for Books, ladies and gentlemen, journalists and media professionals, greetings and appreciation to Egypt, its leadership, people and government. We are convening today under the umbrella of culture as well as the links of fraternity and historical relations between Egypt and Jordan, to add another cornerstone to the cooperation between Jordan and Cairo. And this is led by the directives of the leaderships of both countries, King Abdullah II and President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, to enhance forms of cooperation and integration between both our countries and our peoples. The Egyptian-Jordanian relations dates back to establishing the state of Jordan that is celebrating its second centennial this year, and we are proud that over this extended period it has been a model in the Arab region for coordination, cooperation and mutual exchange with other countries on different levels. And we are meeting now through Cairo International Book Fair, this cultural literary event that is considered to be the think tank for Arab thinkers, writers and literates. And this is not strange to Egypt, that is considered to be a unique Arab position that gathers civilization with culture, and its history has a lot of cultural events. Despite all the political, economic, security challenges the world is facing, and despite all the economic challenges our countries are facing, we see Egypt today focusing on culture in parallel to its concern with all other sectors. And this is the wise leadership of President Sisi, who is holding this fair under his patronage. And here I would like to congratulate Egypt for this achievement and all the other achievements we've witnessed over the previous 8 years. I would like to discuss the development of cultural relations between Jordan and Egypt and the milestones, starting with holding the first conference for the Arab ministers of culture in 1967, with the participation of Egypt, selecting Amman as the capital of Arab culture in 2002, and hosting the Egyptian Cultural Week, as well as cultural cooperation between two countries when Amman was selected as the capital of Arab culture in 2002, and the meeting of the Arab ministers of culture will held in it. And also we benefited from the Egyptian successful experience in implementing the program of the Egyptian Family Library that started in 2006 with the participation of Jordan in a fixed pavilion in Cairo International Book Fair. And the Arab Republic of Egypt was the honorary guest in Amman Book Fair in the year 2018. And Jordan now is the honorary guest to the 54th edition of Cairo International Book Fair. And we find that this is an important cultural event that deserves our participation, and we believe in what the fair provides as a window to present the Jordanian cultural contributions to the Arab culture. And since Jordan was honored by receiving the flag of the honorary guest last year, we started coordination and follow up in an action plan under the Ministry of Culture in Jordan to secure effective participation that would highlight the diversity of the Jordanian culture and literature. And we selected the title Jordan, the civilization of the past and the creativity of the future, to be the slogan of the Jordanian participation in Cairo Book Fair. to prove the continuity of achievements and cultural production for the kingdom, so that also culture would be a bridge between the past and the future due to its importance in making new innovations to literature, arts. We formed a joint committee from all the stakeholders, be it governmental or civil, to contribute to this participation. And in the committee, of course, we had with us the Cabinet Ministry of Culture, the Jordanian ambassador in Cairo, the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities, as well as Abdel Hamid Shouman Authority and the Federation of Jordanian Publishers. The Jordanian participation, and we commend the efforts of the Egyptian Ministry of Culture and the Egyptian General Authority for the facilitations they provided us with and the support. And of course, there are three main elements in our pavilion. In the artistic program, the cultural program. First, in the Jordanian pavilion, we designed it to reflect our creativity in Jordan based on the relation between technology and culture and creative production. And this pavilion highlights the Jordanian architecture in a modern manner to discuss the civilization of Jordan, as well as inputs from different national figures, as well as touristic sites. And the cultural program has the participation of 58 poets, critics, academia, writer, and thinker. And they will participate in 27 events, 23 seminars and lecture, 4 shows and plays, as well as books for children, and 3 poetic nights. We will have also a number of seminars on political diplomatic relations between Egypt and Jordan and the history of their relations, and especially the cultural relations between both countries. We will have also simulation for the Museum of Parliamentary Life, as well as the artistic program that would show folkloric dances and folkloric troops shows, in addition to theatrical shows and musical shows, in addition to cooperation with the Federation of Publishers in Jordan. We have 28 publishing houses, 15 are present and 13 are here by proxy. And we have 5 publishing houses that would participate with 10,000 new publications and 255 publications from the Ministry of Culture and 10 for the Ministry of the Hashemite Royal Documentation Center. At the end of my speech, thank you again, Minister, for all people working in the Ministry of Culture in Egypt, the Egyptian government, for the support to host Jordan in this important Cairo International Book Fair that shows the keenness of Egypt and its leadership to support Arab culture, as culture is the reservoir of civilization, and it's culture that symbolizes the depth of relations between peoples. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. And now the speech of Dr. Ahmed Bahauddin, the head of the Egyptian General Book Authority. In the name of Allah, Your Excellency, Minister Niveen El-Kilani, the Minister of Culture in Egypt, Ambassador Amgad Al-Adayla, the ambassador of Jordan, the honorary guest of Cairo International Book Fair this year, Mr. Muhammad Rashad, the head of the Arab Publishers Federation, Mr. Saeed Arab, the head of the Egyptian Publishers Federation. Ladies and gentlemen, together we announce today the 54th edition of Cairo International Book Fair that comes under the auspices of His Excellency President Sisi, the President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, under the slogan, "In the name of Egypt, together we read, think and create." Together in Cairo and from Egypt, the creator of civilizations, the innovator, the protector of its principles and values, Egypt, the cradle of science and knowledge, carries the minaret of enlightenment. We announce the 54th edition of Cairo International Book Fair that comes to support what Egypt has done over centuries for protecting knowledge, supporting writings and writers, like starting with Islam Hutub, who said, "Be a writer and carry the pen of knowledge, then what you will write down will be written forever and there forever." These sayings would be on the walls of Cairo Book Fair. That is the basis of what was left to us by the Egyptian civilization that is still there up till today. We announce this edition believing that in the beginning the word came and related to the verb read. Cairo Book Fair this year would be an opportunity for reading, thinking, and interacting with the human civilizations and discussing the products of these human civilizations throughout history to try to forecast the future. This edition has the Kingdom of Jordan as its honorary guest with its great history and civilization and culture. And there would be a lot of important events that would reflect the cultural aspects of Jordan. This year we have with us 1,747 publishers from Egypt, Arab and foreign countries, as well as 53 countries that would participate in them. Some countries are participating for the first time, even through pavilions in the fair or in the cultural events like Dominican, Argentina, Colombia, and Hungary. This year, our colleagues and professors from the cultural committee that I'm honored to have here with us, and I would like to thank them, considered Salah Jahin to be the honorary figure of this year's fair. Salah Jahin is not just selected for being a writer, a journalist, and an artist, but due to the importance of the Egyptian colloquial Arabic as one of the elements of the identity and the culture, and this would be discussed. The Egyptian colloquial Arabic is a soft power known in the Arab region, so it should be represented through this poet and writer Salah Jahin. And selecting Kamil al-Kilani as a pioneer of child book writers, he has considered the human and the Arab culture to give a culture for child. This year, on the sidelines of this fair, we would have a cultural event that would gather writers, thinkers, poets from Egypt and other countries. And in this program would be in 5 halls. The main hall that would discuss Salah Jahin, Kamil al-Kilani, as well as raising the awareness. And we selected to call it We. We refers to the fact that the fair starts with everyone and it is not an individual event. We are discussing the issues for culture and civilization as well as the future issues. And we discuss also meetings and interviews with thinkers, artists, writers, public figures, and we preferred also to have a room called the International Room that would have the program of the honorary guest as well as seminars from different countries that would discuss creativity and innovation from Dominican, Hungary, Colombia and Argentina and Russia. The program would be announced in the coming days. The main elements of the program would be to gather the cultural meeting that would gather authorities like the National Academy for Fighting Corruption, as well as the National Council for Women and other authorities and institutions that would discuss cultural issues and would invest in this big event so that culture won't be just in books, but would be ideas to be raised and discussed. We are raising everything, and culture would be available to everybody through this. We will have also a poetry room for all poets, Egyptian and foreign poets would be there in a way or another. We have also a discussion for the new publications and the new books published by Egyptian and Arab publishing houses, as well as novels. The child has a big share in room 5 that would have the books for children as well as artistic and cultural events for the children, like workshops and others. And the fair this year emphasizes that all the national initiatives launched to reflect Egypt's national vision is there with us through the National Council of Women, the Ministry of Social Solidarity, the Presidential Initiative Decent Life, as well as other initiatives that invest in this important event. A lot of institutions and ministries are participating in this. And we promise you that it would be a very special edition and would add to that record of Cairo International Book Fair. Mr. Minister was following accurately the details of this fair, and she gave us directives that the initiative she launched since she assumed this post to be implemented in the fair. So there would be pavilions that would sell books for not more than 20 Egyptian pounds, and it would be for new publications and not old ones. And also she gave us directives that this fair would support capable with our differences. So the fair would be visited by them for free, and there would be discounts for the books. So I would like to thank the Egyptian Federation for publishers for all the initiatives they would do. There are a lot of initiatives that you will see during the days of the fair. All this emphasizes that creativity and what we produce, be it represented in books or discussions, shows the pioneer role played by Egypt in interacting with human civilization and its continuation, and it proves that innovation is the message of Allah to human beings, to reconstruct Earth when thinking and discussing. So we all need to learn, construct and think. Ladies and gentlemen, let me extend thanks to Minister Niveen El-Kilani, the Minister of Culture, for her support, confidence and support, and following up all the details of the fair. And I would like also to extend thanks to the Egyptian and Arab publishing and printing federations, and all thanks to the publishers who joined us from Egypt and other countries having confidence in Egypt and its readers. And thanks to our strategic partner and Major General Mohammed Al-Amin from Cairo International Conference and Exhibition Center, and Engineer Hiba Al-Khouli, who is following with us the details of the e-platform since its launching. And thanks to Dr. Ashraf Reda, who endured a lot while designing the poster of the fair. I made a lot of non-artistic remarks and he accepted them openly. I would like